Welcome again. I can see that there are not all people registered logged in yet, but I think we should start because we have quite a large topic and we should save time. So, can you hear me? Can you someone wrote some question or something? Great, thank you. Thank you. So, welcome all to our today's webinar. My name is Gustav Novotný. I work for a Mimacom company, and specifically I'm part of the Slovakian development team in Bratislava office. Mimacom has a Liferay competence center here in Bratislava, so we focus mainly on Liferay integrations and consulting. Recently, also me and our team here, we rapidly grow or try to grow in AngularJS competencies and Elasticsearch. Today, I'd like to present you how to combine Liferay and the need for its mobile interface with your eventual AngularJS knowledge, and how to profit from such a connection in a sense that you can do a rapid and efficient mobile application and its delivery. Just a few sentences about our company. Mimacom was founded in 1999, and it was a spin-off of Bern University. From that point on, the company grows, focuses mainly on open source software solutions and agile development strategies, and also consultancy in these fields. We also achieved several certifications for highly matured quality of internal process management. And always we are trying to search partnerships with strong leading and open source vendors. And thus, today, we are now proud partners of brands like Pivotal, Elastic, and especially for this webinar with Liferay. So that's almost all for intro. At the beginning, I would like a bit to speak about our motivation, why we are speaking about this topic, the trends, and which technologies are on the table. And then we will move to the more specific theme, which are hybrid mobile applications and an Ionic framework as a specific representative of hybrid mobile application frameworks. And I will also show you how to use Ionic and how to build an application with it. So first, I would like to talk a bit about what are the premises and motivations for this topic. So first, what's our situation? When are we now? Mobility is wherever you look, all around, every day, new mobile devices and mobile targeted services appear on the market in a tremendous speed. And for sure, it influences all IT-related segments, what for us means that our enterprise customers want or are pushed to request mobile-ready solutions. Also open source. We as a company believe that open source technologies are the future for many reasons, and so we focus on open source heavily. And this trend could be also seen, I think, on the customer side, what our customer demands. And for sure, the price, this is always a matter, but nowadays that is something what in a huge competition we need to consider twice.
Gustav, sorry, you need to share your screen.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, thank you. So I will just for documenting show you the agenda. So it's our topics. Let me now also say that this webinar will be not only about, it will be not a tutorial of Ionic and AngularJS, and it will be not a development introduction. So this is the slide I'm talking now about. It's about mobility and open source technologies, and we are also in a time that our solutions are pressed in price. And the last point here is that also the time is quick. Our customer needs to react to the market very quickly, so the time for this is crucial. So what, when we consider this situation, what should be follow or what should be focused on? First of all, we cannot avoid mobile interfaces. Now, mobile access is a few years a must for customer services, and now this is also a matter for enterprises who wants to be successful. He should be able to offer mobile-enabled solutions. Next, we are in cloud era now, so we need to be trustable, open, and thus competitive. We need to develop competitive systems that are trustable in data management. And also the price is the matter here, and open source is a solution for this, and could be, and not us, but our customers also need us to react really quickly, because they need to react on the market, which is moving really quickly. So we should follow agile methodologies and easy to accommodate technologies with short development time. For the rest of the presentation, this will be our premises, and let's keep these points in mind. Well, we are thinking about to build a mobile solution, right? So, so let's do it. We have several platforms. Every platform have a native SDK, so you can just take a developer with Objective-C or Swift knowledge and let him do the twist, and we can do the same with the Java or Android, and maybe also with Visual Basic for Windows Phone. But this solution is really expensive, right? All of these are, in this case, 3 new projects. And we should already have all these people skilled, right? So it's not every time a solution. Another way, we can use the easy solution, do a responsive HTML5 web application. It could be an option. It's a cheap one, but the overall experience from the application could also be kind of a cheap. And if the customer needs to upload the photo from a device camera, and some action do after shaking the device or something, it's a problem. Just to be complete the picture from the Liferay side, for the native applications, Liferay offer wonderful tools. Right now, the Liferay screens matured that are components that you can use to build native applications for, I think, Android and iOS. And Liferay also provide the whole mobile SDK that makes really easy to connect your native application to the portal. On the other hand, we can nowadays quite easily make the portal responsive, so the portal users can open the portal page in a mobile device and see what's it's useful, still useful experience. But what we are searching now is something in between, and I believe that that's something what can fulfill our premises and motivations are hybrid mobile applications. So, what is a hybrid application? This slide somehow show that it's not just one way how to do an application. The hybrid application starts from just on the screen on the left, just from packing the mobile version of some web application into some web browser. But all of the application logic is still on the server and generated on the server as a pages loaded from the server. Then we can have something more, something better, some offline-ready application where the sources, the HTML sources are prepacked with the application. So then no server is needed if it's not necessary. And also we can have something that is between native and HTML application. Some frameworks enables us to use some UI components from native platform and still use the application logic in HTML5. That is something which is really suitable for our needs, as we described, and we will be talking about this solution today. And there are also more native frameworks that almost everything is made native code, and just some parts which are suitable for reuse are made in HTML as a separate pages. And there is so many platforms for all of these ways. So we can talk about every of this part for a long time. For example, Liferay itself also built applications with Accelerator Titanium SDK. That is a framework where is a huge there are web native components, so you need a bit to know about how the native application looks like and to know the framework itself. But the overall feeling then in the application is much more native. But we today will be more talk about the Apache Cordova or PhoneGap. So Cordova or PhoneGap, it's sometimes it's mixed together, and so let's make it clear a bit. So the key moment was when Adobe donated the PhoneGap technology code base to Apache and named the project Cordova. So from that point, the Cordova is open Apache project, and Adobe still uses this project under the PhoneGap label. And pack this technology with some advanced ecosystem of enterprise services, automated cloud builds, distributions, and so on. And the important things that for development purposes you can just mix these terms freely, apart from some Adobe services, service integrations commands. The PhoneGap and Cordova are the same thing. But back to our goals. Why Cordova? This is an open source technology. That's what we like, right? It's open and really live project. It has a huge and supportive community. That is really important because we are talking about the mobile-related stuff, and these things are evolving really quickly. So the large community helps to react quickly in the market. So far it's good points. Also the core technologies, how we build application on the top of Cordova is HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. So it's the base web developer stack, not more, just some ready-made tooling around that. So you can start very quickly. What is really important are plugins. Why? Because plugins in Cordova enables the web-only application to connect to native functionalities in the mobile device. And good plugins make the platform competitive to native AppWords. So and now we have a huge number of plugins that that supports main platforms. Just to make clear, all plugins are not developed for all platforms, but the major native functionalities are covered for the major platforms like iOS and Android, Windows Phone. So what is the architecture, how Cordova or PhoneGate application works? Basically, we can see here in the upper rectangle something as we can describe as Cordova application. Inside the application, which is some native wrapper in the system, in the application platform, the system it's as a native application, and it uses something called WebView component that is basically the browser. And inside this component, the application runs the normal web application. But also the Cordova wraps into this native platform application some plugins that are built in native code, and it wraps a functionality or use the interface and provide interface for native components, and provided the web application, the JavaScript API to developer be able to use these native functionalities. So in this way, the web application is quite normal JavaScript application, but via these JavaScript APIs is able to run and to control, manage sensors, native UI components, or native services. This is almost the same description. We can see in the back some native services covered by plugins and the WebView component, and this is something which is our code, and all together is expected as a new application. And now we should speak about this your code thing. So when we think about the web application, because we decided to build with Cordova, so it's a web application nowadays, and in our company, then the AngularJS is the #1 that goes in mind. Angular is our strategic technology. We purposely built an AngularJS competence. We built portlets with AngularJS. We use Angular for various type of the web applications. And if this is also your case a bit, and I hope it is, as you are attending this webinar, and you would need to build another application with HTML5 web stack, you will probably think about, is there a way to use Angular in our web mobile application? Because that's what we do and what we understand, right? And not only us, and also Angular is for many reasons choice #1 for a large number of developers and software companies, but also for customers. So it is normally a great chance in a web company that they will have someone skilled in AngularJS already. But AngularJS is not as is mobile ready. I mean, it has no special support for hybrid mobile application, mobile ready UI components, etc. And that's why are we now talking about Ionic, because Ionic is the binder that provides all the mobile stuff and serves as an ideal glue that stick all these technologies together and somehow makes it a meaningful strategy. And again, our goals. Ionic is free, open source, under MIT license, and it uses our technologies, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which are optimized to be used with AngularJS. So About Ionic itself, a few points. It's built with AngularJS. It has native support through Cordova modules. What's good from this mobile perspective and competition with native platforms, native SDKs that focus on performance. Whenever it's possible, it uses accelerated animations and try to use minimum DOM, or not manipulate the DOM so much. It has wonderful theming, which uses SAS, so it's really easily and you can highly personalize all these things, and this framework is optimized for now for iOS 7 and higher, and Android 4.1 and higher. For the trustability of the framework now, this is a framework that is more than one year with, and there are built some quite nice number of successful market applications. Recently, it matured into release 1.0. It's now considered to be quite stable, and it's widely supported. For example, now they announce partnership with IBM Mobile First platform, and it's licensed with MIT license. And the statistics, it's produced by Drifty company. They are based in Madison, Wisconsin. They started already 500,000 applications. Later we will see why it's so high number, and also they raised the capital, so it somehow we can trust that the growth that is so rapid now and so fruitful that it will grow in the future, hopefully. And why I like the Ionic, why I appreciate this whole ecosystem, is that it is not just the framework, and it is an ecosystem. It has several UI components. It has command line interface and several tooling that also helps the developer to test the thing and to build and distribute your application. So now let's talk more technically. When you want to build application with Ionic, you just need to have operating system of your choice. All tooling is built or is running on Node.js platform, and the packages are in Node package management system, and you can use IDE of your choice. You can use Visual Studio. It's now has a nice support for Ionic, so there are already Ionic components in the designer there. I think I use IDEA because I have somehow Java background. You can use Sublime and so on. And if you are familiar with front-end development, I think this white on black command will be easily understand to you. So when you want to start, you just need, if you have Node.js, you just install globally Cordova and Ionic packages, and it will install into your environment command line interfaces for these technologies. So the most important is when you want to start is Ionic command line interface. This is a tool which allows us easily start, build, run applications, or even emulate, start an emulator. So far, I'd like also to state that if you would like to build application for iOS and Android, it's a bit it's a bit better, I think, to build application from iOS, because otherwise it's a bit tricky to emulate applications for iOS from Windows platform, Windows operating system. But back to Node Package Manager, you will see it's easy to use and handy tool. Now we can. I will show you how to start Ionic application, and also I will show you the basic structure. So I have already installed these command line interfaces. You can see that, as usual, command line tool has some default help, and Ionic is basically really similar. You can see that we have commands to start development server, to start an application, emulate, run, as I was talking about. So now we can just write down Ionic start demo, and now Ionic just download some pre-built demo application and unpack it on our system. Well, so when we will look around what's inside, it's basically there is a package.json. There are some files for configuration, the technologies the application is built on. So there is a Node configuration file, Ionic project configuration with application ID that will be configurable later. This tooling uses Gulp task runner, so there is a Gulp file already pre-configured for this application, configuration for Cordova and Bower for front-end library dependencies. We have here some directories, folders with Cordova stuff, and in the www the folder, that's everything what we need to build an application. And this should be quite familiar. We have index file just to load the CSS files and JavaScript files. We have templates for Angular. We have the JavaScript files, so this is also familiar. Thus bootstrapping the Angular module configuration. Angular use this Ionic use UI router, so it's, I think, pretty common stuff. So now let's see what's inside, how it looks like. So we can use Ionic serve. We'll start the server, and we can use this lab modificator that will let us to see versions for iOS and Android, both on one side. So this is the application. We can see it has some mobile features. That's some header and footers. For iOS, the default is that it has the controls and the button for this application. Android is in the top. You can see it has uses different UI design for iOS and Android, and also we can see that speed of some effects, if you can see it over this presentation tooling, is different for iOS and Android. So this is quite easy to start an application, and it's easy to read it if you are an Android developer. Let's back to the presentation. The bootstrapping Ionic application is it has also other options. We have other options. There is a human generator. Somehow is more familiar with this tooling because it uses Grunt instead of Gulp, and has it has a different file structure at the beginning and so on. So if you would like seriously develop an application, you should also have a look at this generator. It's common human generator, so you can easily install it via Node Package Manager. I would like to also to show you Ionic Creator, which is quite funny and interesting tool. Ionic Creator is basically online generator, online tool, how to rapidly prototype an application. You can easily add a button in the application. You can prepare more slides, more pages. You can test this prepared application, so you can see how it looks like, and you can really easily what you done in the online. You can using predefined command. You can just put this in your command line, and it will download this pre-designed application. So we just built up to this model. It's just I just wanted to show this to you, that to understand that Ionic really works and works for the developers and makes starting of developing with Ionic really easy. So they are also preparing many tools for them. This playground is also something which allows you to quickly play with Ionic. So I wanted on this example to show you how the application is basically built. So here you can see the page. We use some Angular directives which are described in the documentation. We have some header bar component in this environment, which is basically, I think, Kodi or something. So we can easily play with this. We can add different classes that are predefined by Ionic. So let's make the button full width, or change the color. And you can easily add a different component and see how it's behaving. What's the behavior? So now I would like to show you the Angular components, because components is the most magical thing, the most important thing on Ionic, was basically Ionic is a huge bunch of components. Let me show you the documentation. Of components, we have Ionic has a really nice documentation where you can easily cut and paste the code from. You can see that we have headers, footers, really easy. You can put these components into the application. What's the most important and mostly used components are lists. We have many options how to design the lists in the application with thumbnails and icons. We have cards. That's components quite common in mobile applications. And of course forms, checkboxes, and this stuff, tabs, for example. So you just need to go through the documentation. You can cut and paste the code, and it's a breeze to build applications from this component. But Ionic, moreover, it has many JavaScript, Angular ready-made components, for example, for navigation, so you can easily put a navigation with the controls inside the application. So, for example, here you can see how it's working, that you just design a state, and Ionic uses the nested views as a nested states in the application. It has cached views, so when you go back, it uses, if you want, cached versions of preloaded views and so on. But that's not only these components. Ionic also provide a separate project. They built something which is called Apache Cordova project, and this is in fact a huge number of AngularJS extensions, and because they want for mobile app developers to be able to build really easily applications, even with connection to mobile native functionalities, and to work with sensors and camera with all this stuff. So they made this project for Angular, for Ionic, but it's usable also in other frameworks. It's just the Angular components. There are more than 63 of these components. So with them you can easily, with Angular services or directives, you can control keyboard, local database, vibration in device, and you can use native dialogues and stuff like that, camera. I will show you just briefly how it looks like in the documentation. For example, Cordova camera plugin. So you can see you have a module, Cordova camera. Here is how we will easily add this plugin into your Ionic project. Just write this command into your command line, and then here are parameters of this service, and here is example how to use it. It's really easy, and in a few moments you can have a feature in your application. You will just call this service, and it will start native camera in your device. Let it make a picture and send it back as a base 64 coded image, or as a URL or path to file system. What's overall development process in Ionic? So we already saw that we can use HTTP server that will serve the application. We can use this lab preview that serves as a, you can compare how it will looks like a bit in iOS and Android environment. You can emulate so this command starts your local emulator for Android or iOS if you are using Mac OS system. Both of these and the platform run also that runs the application in Android and iOS that is connected to your computer, so you can really quickly see how the application behaves in emulator or in the real device. With the tooling, you can also build an APK bundle, or you can make the bundle ready for App Store distribution. All these commands you can run with the Liferay switch that serves that provides a connection between the device and the development environment or console. So you can use, for example, Chrome developer tools. and you can real-time inspect the application. You can debug the application. Basically, it's a web application. So so far to the point of the JavaScript API for the PhoneGap plugins, you can debug your application as normal JavaScript web application, even if it's running in your device or in emulator. You can use also console log. That is, I will show you this later. It's just running in the CLI in the console. It's running the server. What I really like feature in this ecosystem of Ionic is Ionic View. This is quite amazing, really efficient way how to distribute your application during the development to the testing staff or to your customer, for them to be able to run the application on various devices and test it. Basically, it is online service, and you just use command line tool and state that you want the Ionic update, and it will pack the application, the source code, and upload it into the online service. Then it is built there. So, for example, if I don't have an iOS and I'm working from Windows machine, it will also prepare application for iOS, and I then easily download an application from App Store for Mac, for Android or iOS device. And if I will share the application in the service with someone who logs with its shared credentials, he will see the application in the menu, and he can easily run the application in the device. Then I can see this is the environment of the online service. I can see that I have Ionic Liferay Demo, for example, application here. I can see who already, where is the application deployed and when, which version. It's an easy to use tool. For me, the highlights of Ionic is the navigation. It's really easy to build quite complicated application with various states, and UI router easily navigates the user through the application. It automatically adds back buttons and with the respect of nested views. I will show you this in the demo later. Also, as I said before, it has cached views, and history API, so you can easily control how many back views are cached, how many back states the user can navigate until the application, for example, stops and close. The guys from Ionic are really careful about the efficiency and how the application is, how to say, maybe native-like. So as in JavaScript, the work with large lists is a bit a problem. So they are working on components that handle this problem. One example is collection repeat component that takes care about a long list inside. It's somehow wrapped around ng repeat, and it's only shows loads of components that are visible in the device in the screen. They also use various components as a pull to refresh, infinite scrolling, and something which users are accustomed to when are using their mobile devices. For Android now, it don't use JavaScript, but a native scrolling mechanism, which is also an advantage. Ionic, for example, lets you very easily to generate your splash screens and icons for your application. You just take their two image examples, just create your graphics in Photoshop or in other graphics tool, and just running in CLI Ionic resources, it prepare all necessary graphic pieces for all types of devices. It's a breeze to use this. The future of Ionic is to add some more platforms support for Windows Phone and Firefox OS. They also have a beta version. I think it's beta version of Ionic Push service that basically let you push notifications into the device from some central service. I hope Liferay also that is working on its own notification service. So when we are now talking about connection with Liferay, then we will more than Ionic Push. We will use a Liferay Push, but this we haven't so far discovered all about this technology. And Ionic is one of the teams that are working really tightly with AngularJS team, working on version 2 of Angular. So they already have a pre-version of Ionic that is built specifically for AngularJS 2. So now about the connection with Liferay. Basically, connecting some web application to Liferay, some third-party application, we should think about the existing API. I think more than existing SOAP UI, we should think about JSON Web Services API, which are existing, or we can prepare our new JSON Web Services. To be complete, I think we can also use a responsive portal page in a device that will show you some functionality from portal, and we can use embedded portlet, but I think this is not an option for us now. So existing JSON Web Services API, Liferay, as you maybe know, that it generates all services with the Service Builder tool that is configured usually. That it also built remote service API. So for most of Liferay core services, you can use also the remote web service version. As we know Liferay, that it's not so well documented in the code, so it's the same with these services. But what is nice that we have an IPA and a GUI that is somehow live. I will show you in a few minutes, and we can test and tweak these calls through this graphic user interface. This GUI is on portal address on the context of API and JSON WS. Let me show you what it looks like. I have now brand new simple Liferay 6.2 here, and this is the address API JSON WS. So now you can see the whole list of Liferay services and methods that you can use. For example, we can use, let's say, get user sites. This is an easy one because it has no parameters. You can see that we have some return type exception. This is quite the same as a normal API of Liferay service. We can invoke even the service. You can see that we got a security exception because we are now not authenticated. So I will log in the portal and try to invoke the service again, and now you can see that portal allowed to return us data for this user. It's an administrator user, so you can see you could see that there is his local site and the global site, the default site. So you can see, if you don't know it, you can also use this to show to see how you can use the Liferay object, JavaScript object when you are in a Liferay GUI. You can see how you can call the curl. It's useful for test calls using command line, and also there is always a possibility to just call all parameters in URL. Maybe I can show you some different. For example, here we can one parameter. Even this parameter we can put inside a URL address. Now let's talk about skinny web services. This is quite nice concept that Liferay recommends when we are calling remote services remotely. Basically, skinny web services are services that are tailored for remote calls in a way that they lower the data transfer, so that not every data parameter needs to be transferred when we need only, for example, username and something. In these services, we have full control over the security and data transformation. So, for example, we can combine more objects into one object and send back. And Liferay also have a nice example for these services, which is a Liferay skinny JSON provider that is a plugin in Marketplace and provides us with API for dynamic data lists and journal articles. When you can see this here. I uploaded from Marketplace this plugin, and you can see that there are two methods. So you can easily call for DDL records and for journal articles. Now, how you can prepare this JSON, a skinny JSON web service? You should use just the service builder plugin. So, for example, you can use Maven archetype and build a brand new plugin with a service XML file. Then you can build an empty entity there with a remote-only service, remote-only setup, and also you need to know that you are in this remote method. You are responsible yourself for security check. So you can, for example, use access controlled annotation and a permission checker to check if the user who is asked for the service if he has all necessary permissions in the portal. So let's see how it looks like. For example, I have here a project. I have my application, Ionic mobile application here, and I also have a portlet. Portlet has service XML. So, but this is really simple description because I have empty entity, and only the remote is set to true. Then I run the service builder, and here I have skinny user service implementation. For example, here I wanted to make a bit simpler to call for user object, and here I have this call access controlled, but just for authenticated user, and I use permission checker object that you can use this way, or it's also by default in a base service implementation. So you just call this object, and it also is able to return you a user object, and you just basically return this object, and then you can use it as a web service when we will see on my skinny web service portlet. I just deploy the portlet, and I can see it here in the context path. I have two services. I get signed user. It has no parameter, but as I'm authenticated in the portal, I got my user information. What's important, the authorization. When you call these services, you usually use basic HTTP basic authentication. So it's important to use HTTPS connection for everything that's needed. Apart from that, you can also use out-verifier API in Liferay 6.2 and next versions. But usually you will use this HTTP basic authentication. The next thing which is discussed when talking about JSON Web Services in Liferay is cross-site request forgery protection. But when we are calling the services from mobile application, this is not an issue, as it's just for the typical browser. But when you are developing and tweaking the application using your local web browser, you need some workaround for this. For example, you can prepare a coarse filter that you can easily build a coarse filter using a hook. You can just put the servlet filter here and implement some very dumb, for example, filter that will allow all requests as allowed. But this is not so important now, so we have almost time off. I will just show you application I built for this demo. Let me also show you how you can work IntelliJ IDEA. IntelliJ IDEA has support for Cordova plugins, so I have already running a portal. You saw it, and I also have run configurations for run application and browser with lab extension. So we can see we can choose a command to run. We can use the platform, and you can use, for example, different port and just run this application. You can run from here application in device with the live reload mode and so on. So now I will run the application in browser. Sorry, I'm still running the application from before, so I will quit. And let's run it again. This is quite a simple application where I can show you how you can develop application in your web development, Chrome development tools. You can choose a device for this, and you can use a debugger. Now you can see that I have some login screen here. When we see it in the code, that I have just a normal application with various states defined, and I have a login screen, very easy template with 2 tabs, login and sign up, and this is basically it. You can put login or sign up. This application is quite typically connected to Angular controller, and which is here, and I have some do login function that will send this information about user email and user password to the user service. User service use this password to encode it my base 64 encoding string for basic authentication. I store this in case of successful call to call with other services, and here you can see that I use HTTP. It's just quite a dumb solution, but it's easy to do. So you can see that I use this invoke call. It's one possibility. You can use the get, the URL encoded all parameters, or you can use this invoke URL with the command parameter. So now you can see that I'm authenticated using the get user by email method. I send the company ID, it's hard-coded, and email address with the authorization information in header. And in case it's success, then I return data object. When we will see it in application, I have only T. Where, for example, when I use different password, it will show me some Liferay, in this case, Liferay message. You can see that I can see also in debugger what's going on. I can see some information that the call was success, but I cannot log in because Liferay sent me back this exception. So I will try to log in, then everything should be okay. I prepared this application using some predefined template from internet. So this is also an option for you. It's also much quicker than build everything from the ground. Now I succeeded. I also used my service that sent me back URL for user portrait. I can now you can see that I have a menu with user picture. I have my profile here where I used my user information. So here is my JBlogs system administrator user, and maybe I can save changes. This is just the dummy thing, so you can see it's just saving changes. And I would like to show you also some other stuff how we can react with some Liferay core features. I use bookmarks. It's easy to connect with. You can see that I have bookmarks portlet here in the page already for bookmarks here. And I would like my application to be able to connect to Liferay and to use these bookmarks in application. For example, a user can somehow in the when talking with friends in a pub to add some bookmark. So I prepared the bookmark service in it's really easy, the same way as I showed you before. So it invokes the method for get bookmarks call, and expect to get a list of object with a list of bookmarks. And also I have add bookmark call that allows me to add a bookmark in a portal. I use also the user service where I have stored the base authentication token. It's easy also with Ionic or with Cordova to use local storage. So, for example, it's possible to store the information even when you close the application. Then you can store information. Then you can store the, for example, settings in there. And then in my application, when I get back, I use also here something which is called pull to refresh. It's quite normal functionality for mobile devices. It's really easy to use with Ionic. When I go into my bookmarks template, I can see that I just used Ion refresher component and put there on refresh do refresh call JavaScript method in a controller, and that's all I need. Just put this into the template, and then out of the box it will call this method, and inside there is for sure updating the list of the bookmarks. So now I have 4 bookmarks that are also in my portal page. I would like to add some more, so I have add. Now you can see how it behaves, because normally when I'm changing the pages, I have this burger icon here. When it's a normal navigation level 1 page. In case I have some sub-navigation, so some state dot another state, it will automatically build a back button and build for me a different behavior of the navigation. I didn't do anything, just made a nested view. So now I can add some bookmark, for example, demo mark. You can see there are several types of form components. When I click here and start writing, mark, I will send it. Let's see what's happened. Bookmark clicked, and bookmark was successfully added. I do not broadcast that I have new bookmark. I should do it. So now when I'm navigating back, there is nothing here, just the previously loaded up 4 bookmarks. When I can see it in a portal and do refresh, I can see I have already 1 more bookmark for demo bookmark. And back to my application, when I do pull to refresh, now I have also demo bookmark here. So as you can see that I'm fully integrated with the Liferay, and the same way I can do much more things. So that's for the demo. I found already a very nice thing, that is Liferay Cordova plugin made by Salva Tejero. I hope I spell it good. This is something which really can help you connecting the Liferay environment, because it wraps the calling to the really huge number of Liferay default services. So it uses you just when you use it, you just have a Liferay object and connect once with this object into Liferay, and then it uses its native component. So it has native code, Java code, and it uses, I think, session for storing the information about it. Is the same as in the browser, and encapsulates depending on version. It can use we can use 6.2 or 6.1 because the API is different for these portals, and it's already ready for Android, iOS, and Windows Phone. I haven't tested fully, but I for sure recommend to try to use this Cordova plugin, but because it should be much easier than to call Liferay with this. Well, so recommendations. The best environment or service in Liferay that is suitable for interchanging data between portal and the application are dynamic data lists. You have already Skinny service for this. You can easily create whatever type of data scheme in the portal, use it in portlets, and you can easily request for this data from and also build this data or add data from mobile application. You should. So I think you should use this on also journal articles and so on. You should HTTPS everything when calling from mobile devices. It's important for you to try to keep DOM as simple as possible, because it's important for the mobile application to be fluent, and in case using Ionic, you can just trust and follow the rules for Ionic. So don't hide elements. Use Ionic components. For large lists, use connection repeat component. And the other recommendation is test as many devices and configurations. I mean the mobile devices. As possible, because when you are not using native components, every device could behave a bit differently, as it has different web view, the browser inside the web browser. So you should take care about this. You should try to try your application on different resolutions and sizes, and you should also focus on Cordova plugin features on both platforms, just to be sure that they are working properly. The weaknesses I can see using Ionic, it's for sure it's a lack of native feeling. These are not native components. The overall speed is not the same as using native. Some of these components are not native, so they don't look native, and Ionic don't try to look like native. But if you would like, for example, to use native modal windows and form components, it's using native. You can use native components, so you can somehow vary between these ways, the purpose, the situations, and also the weak point is that some ecosystem points, for example, push notification service, the creator, and some other things are still in beta version. But I think the Ionic is working really hard, and in more than 1 year they made a huge progress. So I hope everything is evolving so rapidly that in few months, for example, today's problems will be solved. Now we still do not have Windows Phone support, which I find that this is the the other platform that we should a bit consider when we are thinking about complete support for mobile devices. Other types of I think other devices are not so requested from clients. The strong points for Ionic are that it has lack of native feeling. You can do almost everything in the application. You can Ionic itself has really nice components. It looks wonderful, and you can make your application really unique. You can custom your application to be more or less the same feeling as your portal, which is nice, and applications that are already in marketplace. That they looks really nice. And I think it could be also sometimes an advantage. Using Ionic is quite speed. It's the rapid development. You can really feel what this term is when you develop application with Ionic. Applications, as you saw, are just full of pre-built components that works out of the box, and also learning this stuff when you know AngularJS is really quick. It's short. I think for solutions like Liferay, that usually are not the games or something like this, it's just the extension of content management system or some database list solutions. Ionic could be ideal solution because you can really quickly build, and you can quickly change what you need according to changes in the portal. These changes are cheap, and Ionic is really ready for this type of applications. And Ionic also has a large supportive ecosystem. As you can see, you can easily build application, but you can also distribute them, test them, and all this ecosystem is rapidly evolving, which is also useful to know. So conclusion, hybrid applications from our point of view are efficient and feasible solution. You should think about them when you consider to build new applications. Ionic is to Liferay, I think, quite effective extension, useful in some situations. I think in a time to market or from the price point of view, the best one. Not Ionic, but maybe there are other frameworks you can use with the same type of hybrid applications. And but you still need to think about requirements of your mobile access to portal. Sometimes I think it's much better to consider to use maybe Liferay mobile SDK when you need a really luxury native application, and but for sure you will need maybe more developers, different skills, and the larger budget. And for sure you need just try it, then you can make your own decision. Well, just to complete the information, here are sources when you can learn. Many of information are in Ionic page, ionicframework.com. There are the whole section for new learners with videos and other materials. There is a CodePen.io page where there are nice builds of components. For every component there is a example how to use it, and you can tweak it a bit, look how it behaves. And there are 2 books that you can use. developing an Ionic Edge. This is a short one, not so large, but good for start, and a nice book. It's still in map version from Manning, but you can already buy the map, and there are all chapters now there. So that's all from my side, from my slides, and let's see if there are questions. No. So thank you very much for your attendance now, and hopefully sometime in the future with some other presentation, maybe from someone of you. So have a nice rest of the day, and sometimes later. Bye.